chilly. Feels chilly. It's not that chilly though. Feels chilly, but it sure ain't that chilly, is it? We're gonna go this way. It is sprinkling just a hair. Gotta blow my nose. Oh man, I'm tired. So we got back pretty late last night from being out in the mountains, and the only reason why we left, I thought like we were gonna leave this morning, but then because I was looking at the weather and it's like it's gonna rain all for the next 3 days, but the morning looked like originally yesterday when I woke up, the morning looked pretty decent. I looked at the hourly and it was like, 40-50% chance of rain, so we were just gonna wing it, which I look up there now, that direction, it looks like there's not much up there compared to down here. That guy's angry. Wow, he's like standing on the side of the road and yelling on his phone, making gestures as if whoever is listening to him on the phone can hear him or can see him, even though they can't. But anyways, it was actually like yesterday, well, starting yesterday afternoon, it was supposed to be that way. And all of a sudden I started seeing like some lightning and hearing some thunder and everything, and I looked at the radar and it was nasty coming into where we were at. And so I made the decision, I was like, well, like, I doubt we're going to be able to do anything in the morning, and if she has to sit in the van for the next like 3 days, it wasn't going to work very good. Good morning, Andre. Or good afternoon for you. So with the way the wet, like, supposed to be raining, all that, like, it would have been off and on rain, but I made the decision with the way the thunderstorms were rolling in last night where we were at to just come back here because it'll be much more pleasant. Oh yeah, the farmer's market. I forgot about that. I might have to go cruise through there later. So we made the decision to come back here because it'd be much easier to be in our condo with it raining for the next 3 days. And then as we were, like, when we were leaving there last night, man, it was horrible. Like, I'm actually glad we left when we did, because it was like huge hailstorms or hailstones coming out of the thunderstorms that we had, like, coming out of the mountains. And then like driving, there was a few times I was down to 40 miles an hour because in a 70 miles an hour zone, because the wind was so bad I couldn't drive any faster. Like, it felt like it was going to tip over my van. But yeah, so we decided to come back here. Well, then because of that, my condo has been all cooped up the last like 3 days, and it's been hot here, like 90 plus degrees. So then when we got home last night, the apartment was so freaking hot. And I live on like, all my windows are north facing windows, so I don't get like the prevailing breeze that comes through, because the prevailing breeze comes out of the west, kind of southwest usually, except for the winter time when I would be able to get the breeze. I don't need the breeze in the winter time. So it just stayed hot all night. Like, it's still hot in there. It's probably 80 degrees still inside that apartment. So I did not sleep well last night either. But the next like 3 days is supposed to be really cool. The high today is only supposed to get to be like 64 degrees. It's currently 61, so that tells me it's gonna like really cool off. Like it's the hottest. It actually was probably the hottest earlier in the night, and it's just gonna continue to cool off throughout the day. And then it's gonna be like a high of like 40 something tomorrow. So it's chances of snow again up in the higher altitudes. So it'll cool off in the condo for sure. But she's driving me crazy already. So we're gonna come out here. I am so freaking tired that we're gonna do like the 2-mile loop, and that's about it. And hope that it doesn't rain on us, because it is drizzly a little bit, right? Like more misty drizzly right now. But I can see it coming down the mountains, coming down off of the mountains, and it's definitely raining closer to the condo I thought about doing going out into the gates of the mountains, because with the way the weather is, there was nobody out where I was at. We got the best camp spot out there. There was nobody. Like even in the actual like campground, there was like nobody there, because they have like, what do you call it, more modern, I don't know what do you call it, like not established campground. Like the Forest Service has an actual, like, you know, what's the word? My brain isn't working today because I'm so freaking tired. And I just feel groggy because I tossed and turned all night. And then when I did fall asleep, I was having the weirdest dreams. Term I'm looking for these campgrounds are. But whatever. They have like 3 of them out there, and there was nobody at them, and there are usually lots of people there, especially the people with like their big RVs and stuff, because they'll go and camp there. Then they have access to like toilets. I don't think those ones out there have power, but even some of them will have power that you can plug into. Like my eyes are all crusty. Wow, everybody's going live all of a sudden. I've been bored all morning because my normal people that are live weren't live. And then eventually a couple people that are never live this early went live, because there's FNCS going on right now, so they're doing little watch parties. And then another person is over at TwitchCon in Europe, so of course it's a lot earlier, and they're not usually on until a lot later too. But then somebody like Dakota's, he just went live. It's like, so I was watching my backup, which is the guy that does he's a fisherman in Wales. I was watching him earlier. But normally I watch like Dakota's or somebody like that in the morning, just because he's I don't know, he's got a cool like community built there, I think is the only reason why. And he's only a few years younger than me, which is weird for somebody who's like known as a big like Fortnite streamer like that. You know, like he hit it huge. He's like from the Ninja days, you know, type of dude. And he's usually like, but he's only like what, 6-7 years younger Nobody thinks he's that old. Okay, well, we're gonna come out here to do our 2-mile loop. Let's see if this big RV is still sitting there, because if he is, then somebody needs to get him to move his ass out of there, because he has been there for over 2 weeks. And so even if you justify that that's BLM land, even though you're not supposed to be parking at his trailhead anyways, but just because the fact that it's BLM land, you're still only allowed to be there for 2 weeks. Now my guess is he probably hasn't left yet, because if you're already going to break the rules, what does the 2-week rule mean to you? Nothing. But at least then, like the sheriff department or somebody can enforce the 2-week rule and be like, dude, you got to move. Of course, he'll probably just move over to one of the other trailheads. Huh. Now he's like, I know where we're going. And it's starting to drizzle again. That's nice. Wow, this guy didn't even stop. We both got here at the stop sign at the same time. All three of us did. It's a 3-way stop. And the one dude that... when you all come to the thing, the rules in the U.S. is you yield to the person in the right. So that guy would have yielded... I would have yielded to him. That guy would have yielded to the other guy. So the other guy got to go first. Nope, this guy, he just rolled right up. Didn't even stop. I'm just going to go through. Ooh, it is starting to really drizzle. I have to grab my coat, and if this doesn't go down, I might not be able to stream, actually. It doesn't look like it should be drizzling that bad. It might be just because I'm driving that it looks the way it does. Hey, the RV ain't here. Look at that. So that either means two things. Either one, he actually follows the rules as far as the 2-week thing goes, or somebody finally enforced it. Somebody made a phone call and enforced it. Are you actually turning? Because you definitely are not slowing down. It was a sheriff too, so it was like, are you actually turning? What? She does that all the time. Yeah, you used to do your little screechies because you get stressed out. Now she does it, I think, just to get a reaction out of me. Because she'll like do her little stress yawn and screech really loud, and then she looks at me like, did you hear that? Like, I'm trying to get your attention. Looks like it. He at least cleaned up afterwards too, or somebody else cleaned up after him. My guess is, I think it's that couple that older couple that we found on the side of the mountain up here, that were just had their freaking camping chairs and coffee, and they're just watching the sunrise. I mean, I wouldn't want to carry a camping chair all the way up there, but you know, whatever. Okay, it's not drizzling hardly at all here, so I am gonna put my raincoat on though. Or one of my coats, because it feels a lot colder than it actually is. And I gotta blow my nose. Oh, and of course somebody else shows up too. Okay, let's go. Oh, I mean, they're allowed to. It's 9 o'clock, so. Okay, look up. Yeah, blow my nose. There it is. Oh, hold on. There we go. I'll put this on. It's like the perfect temperature out here. Yeah. Gotta look out that noggin of yours, sweet girl. I don't need the bear spray or the GoPro. Bear spray, GoPro. Let's get our hood up just in case we need it. Oh, they got a crazy doggo. I saw there were other ones, so I didn't want Nahri to go running around, and I should have let him because they have some sort of high energy dog that would have been fun for Nahri to go and run around with. You just wait. I know you. You're going to try and chase after them. There we go. Okay, go ahead. You stay. Let's see if my gimbal's going to do its thing. Oh yeah, we'll change cameras. There we go. Okay, we'll go this way. One of their dogs must have pooped right on the trail, so Mom had to go find a stick to fling it off. That's one nice thing about Nahri is she usually does not poop directly on the trail. She goes a few feet off, like right there you saw even peeing. Now she will pee directly on a trail occasionally, but even peeing, she went off the trail and then came back on. Started our watch. Now we're only doing the little, at the most well, I don't even think it's 2 miles actually. Loop. We're just gonna do the lower loop here. Because yesterday morning, whoever follows me on Strava would have seen in my title, I actually ran continuously a mile, over a mile actually. It was almost 2 miles. It would have been longer than that, but there's a few trees that were blown down over the trail, so there was a section where I finally had to stop and climb under and over trees. But that's the first time since the injury that I actually ran over a mile, like continuously, not just like distance wise. I actually ran over a mile, and I think I did like a 10:40 mile, something like that. I think my pace was actually faster than that for most of it, but you know, the way your watch only tracks even miles, it doesn't like start like half a mile unless you hit the lap button. It doesn't start half a mile into a lap and then go to another mile. You know, it's not a rolling mile, it's a mile. Like, so it ended up being like a 10:40 mile. One of them was, and then and more importantly, pain-free. I could feel my foot a little bit this morning, but the fact that I was able to run that and it was pain-free was awesome. But even what I feel this morning compared to, like, normally for the past like 3 months, I would put my pain has hovered anywhere between, most on average, between like a 5 and a 7. And then there's been a few days it was definitely up there at like a 8 or 9. And so even when I've been out, coming out here doing stuff, the pain has been about at least a 5. I have a high pain tolerance, is what I've discovered in the past few years. There'd be a lot of times, like, we talk to somebody. Two things, some of my favorite. Anyway, well, before I get to there, so my pain this morning, I would put it probably about a 2, if even that. And then yesterday when we woke up, it was 0, which is very unusual. When I first woke up this morning, my pain was at a 1, but now that we're out here walking, I'd put it probably about a 2. But there's like times I've discovered that, like, things that most people are just like, holy cow, that hurts, or whatever. I'm like, oh, it hurts a little bit. You know? Like what I think is a 2 for most people is like a 6 or a 7. As well, I mean, like, it's like the old joke about, you go to do something, it's like, oh, it's all right. It's only like just a normal amount of pain, like a 2 or a 3. And people look at you like, no pain is the normal amount of pain. It should be a 0, you dummy. But you can see how it's coming down pretty good towards between Helena and the Elkhorns over there. Anyways, I first discovered that I have a pretty high pain tolerance when I was getting my second tattoo, and I have like a full side piece on my rib cage. And one of the tattoo art, I'm just laying there taking it like a champ. And one of the tattoo artists was like, damn, dude, remind me never to mess with you. And I'm like, what? He's like, you should be like screaming in pain right now. And I'm like, oh, I mean, it tickles a little bit. And then they'd see me like flinch a little bit, and it was because it was hitting like a tickle spot, not not like painful or anything, but. And that's when I learned. And then like I got my paw print on my knee, which also should have been pretty painful, and it like wasn't bad at all, like maybe a 1 or a 2 the whole time I was getting it. Nahri wants to go up to the top, but we are not doing that today. She's a freaking champ too. She used to not like water too much. Like, she would go in, but as soon as it hit like above her kneecaps, barely touching her chest, then she was like, nope, I'm done. Now she's like when we first got there, we were walking around, and because we had the creek right next to us. Hi, sweet girl. We had the creek right next to us, and it's running pretty high right now. spring runoff, and then the rain and stuff. Like just in the 2 days we were there, it had risen another probably 6 inches. But there's one little trail crossing for horses on the creek that was right next to us, and I was just going down there so that she could, play in the creek. But because it's a trail crossing, she just trampled, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, her way across. Just freaking trotted her way across, I guess you could say. Like, no big deal. Like, it's almost up to her shoulder. She was like, whatever. I mean, it was pretty warm. It was like in the mid 80s when we got there, which was nice because it was, on the mouth of the canyon going in was 92. So that was the main reason why I wanted to go camping up in the mountains too, was just to get it into some cooler weather. But I was hoping that there would be less snow. We were going to try and do either Patrol Mountain or Dead Man Hill, one of the two, while we were there. And once I got there, it was very clear that definitely wasn't going to be able to do Patrol Mountain. We couldn't see the coulee, or the, what do you call it? Not coulee, the couloir. We couldn't see it. The little avalanche bowl, or whatever you want to call it, at the top, because you can't see it unless you're from any of the trails around there. You can't see it. The time you get a first glimpse of it is by climbing it. But I could tell from where we were camped at, looking at the surrounding little cliffs and everything, and surrounding avalanche chutes, that definitely we're not gonna get to the top. There's no way. And then, so yesterday morning we ran down to the river crossing, and there was no way we were gonna cross that river, even though she wanted to. You could tell the look on her face, but she did not realize. Like, I could tell how deep it was, and it's really super fast there. So even when the water level's a lot lower, I still attach the leash to her, so when we cross, she doesn't go down the river. Now, she usually does pretty good. When it's low water levels, she can touch the bottom, but it moves so fast that she still gets like pushed. But she does really good. And that's so that would be with the water level being almost up to my knee, is when it's like low level like that. Well, yesterday, like, it would easily have been probably to my hip. That's how deep the water was. So there was like no way we would have made the water crossing either. Like, I don't think I could have made the water crossing safely, let alone have her attached to me and trying to do it. So we didn't do it. And then I could see back in the other direction towards Dead Man Hill, and I could tell, because that's even more deeper in the interior, which typically even has more snow. Like, compared to the snow levels on the front, what we call the front, which the mountains are just as high right there, but because it is so close to the plains, I guess you could say, the foothills, typically it's a little bit warmer, and then by the time most storms get over there, it's dropped most of the snow anyways. Like, somebody pooped right on top of the horse poop. So I could see like some of the other ridges and stuff there, and I was like, yeah, we're not going to make it there either. And then because of the way the river crossing was, or the creek crossing, I guess, going towards Patrol Mountain, it's actually a creek, even though right there it's clearly a river. They just call it a creek. I think that's Straight Creek, I think is what it's called. And there's no reason why they shouldn't call that a river. Whatever. But anyways, there's 2 water crossings in order to get to the trail going up to Dead Man Hill, and one of them has a tendency to get pretty deep as well. And I was like, well, because most of the time you can do the 2 water crossings without getting your feet wet. There's no way on either one of those you'd be able to get your feet wet. But the first one, I'd question whether you could even get through it, because it's probably rushing as well. So that's why we just did the lower trail, the Straight Creek Trail, I think it's called. And we only did, we just went down to the water crossing, which is 3 miles and then 3 miles back. So we only did 6 miles yesterday. We were going to do something last night too, but I thought about, there's a trail going towards Fairlight, I think it is, Creek or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Hi, easy girl, thank you for coming back. And I thought about doing that last night, and then this morning I was like, oh, we could either do, based upon what the weather was looking like 2 days ago when I looked, I was like, we could do, start heading up towards Crown Mountain, which doesn't have a lot of snow on it right now because it's right on the front, the front slopes, or whatever you want to call it, the front range. And or we could do this other trail that we've done from the other side halfway. So I was like, well, we could do it from this side and go up halfway. And so that was our plan. And with the weather being a little unforgiving, we definitely weren't doing anything last night. That's for sure. Man, those hailstones were huge. And then I guess I don't know, it's a lot like this. I was going to say, based upon what we saw earlier looking up towards that direction, it might have been okay to do something this morning, but you never know. Like, it's hard to tell. Like, it looks like the clouds are a lot nicer up that direction, but you can't see far enough to know what's right at that location. Because if you looked at the precipitation totals for this weekend all around all around the state, not the U.S., all around Montana, right where we were sitting is supposed to be the most amount of rain. So I was like, okay, well, we're gonna come back down here then, because I think here in Helena they're talking about 1.5 inches total of precipitation throughout the next couple days. It was like 4 inches total up where we were at up there, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. 3 days worth, that's a lot. Good morning, Anthony. Sorry, I was talking, wasn't reading chat. So that was why we decided to come here. Come back to Helena, I should say, because that'll give me a chance to I can just sit in a condo in these dreary days and do some edits. My plan is I'm going to get, hopefully, maybe not by the end of today, but I'd love, I might be able to get, well, I won't post until tomorrow morning, edit or video on YouTube, and then, but that'll depend on, because I have 2 videos that kind of go back to back, and so if I can get the other one most of the way done, then I will post the one tomorrow and then the other one probably on Monday. And then we'll continue working because I am 2 years behind on my YouTube videos. And I want to get caught up because like right now, I'm not doing any footage of anything other than for maybe enough for like an Instagram reel or a YouTube short because I'm so far behind on videos. So I'm not taking any video footage. I really want to start doing more videos. So. And then also my plan, I was thinking about this yesterday, is at least for the next couple weeks while I'm here, because the weather's supposed to get nice again on Tuesday. So, and I'll be here for maybe another 2 weeks. I'm not gonna be streaming every day. I think I'm gonna take like Tuesday and then I'll pick another day in the week where me and the dog are just gonna go back in. I'm getting bored, so here's the reason why. Being on the trail yesterday, like, gave me this new, like, I don't know, vigor maybe. Plus the fact that I was able to run for pain-free yesterday, that helped a lot too. But I get bored of the same trails every day. And when I'm live streaming in this area anyways, I only have options. Like I only have 2 places I can go. Out here, now I have a couple different options out here. I can be at this trailhead or the far trailhead. That's really my only 2 options. And then and then we only have like so many options at these trailheads for different routes and stuff. And then I can be at Mount Helena. And so I'm just bored of these trails. I don't even want to come out and like live stream because I'm bored of the trails. Like this morning, the only reason why I came out here is because she needs the exercise. And so we're going to try and take at least 2 days a week and just go hit some of the more interior trails. One of the trails that are a little further out. You know, like going out into the gates of the mountains wilderness, hitting some of the trails up in the Elkhorns, you know, going down to South Trailhead on the Helena Ridge Trail, or some of the other trails in there, Rodney Ridge, you know, some of that. Like all these different areas I could hit, or even Mount Ascension. I haven't been to Mount Ascension forever because for whatever reason, the last 2 times we've been there, the network connectivity sucks. It used to not be too bad, but I don't know what is up right there, but and we have like 2 extra cell towers now over on that side of town. But for some reason, trying to stream there sucks. So we're just gonna take 2 days a week to ourselves just to get some enjoyment out on. I mean, I enjoy any time I get out on the trail. Like right now, even though I didn't want to be out here, I'm glad I'm out here. I'm enjoying this. And I think most of that is because I enjoy streaming and talking to chat, all that kind of stuff. Like, I love it. If I had better internet, I would do like gaming streams and stuff like that in my condo while I'm here, because I enjoy it. If anything, like guys may not like my game I'm playing or whatever, but I enjoy just talking to chat. Whew, it's starting to drizzle. Even a little bit harder now. It looks like I shouldn't really be doing anything, but it is. So, but like I said, this morning we're only coming out here for a couple miles, so it's gonna be a pretty short stream. Like we're only half a mile out now from the end, depending on how we go about here. I kind of want to go all the way up to the other trailhead and then come back, but it'll depend on, if we don't do that, then it's gonna be way shorter than 2 miles. I wanted to take that other trail because then we can go, it just goes straight over to that other trailhead, but Nahri wanted to take this one, so I'm gonna have to hang a left up here, which is fine. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna work on a setup because we're gonna be going and traveling around back east. So I'm gonna work on a setup for IRL streams. Now I won't do that on YouTube, so this will only be on, well, I don't know, I guess I could try and go, maybe I'll do, do I want to do that on YouTube? The problem is, my YouTube channel, I don't want to break my algorithm. I don't know if I'll do YouTube or not. I might just do Twitch. I could do Kick, I guess. I haven't gone live on Kick forever. I do have a third YouTube channel. I could just turn it into more of an IRL channel, I guess. I thought about doing that anyways with my YouTube channel that I'm streaming to right now. Just to separate the live stuff from the other from my actual videos, but not worth it. It was super funny. Some guy in chat, he was talking to, I don't remember who he was talking to. I don't even remember who I was watching now. And he was talking about how, like, I don't know, he must be like a gamer, I'm guessing, a gamer streamer. And he was like talking about how on Twitch, like a few years ago on Twitch, it took him like 2 years to get to 1,000 followers. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing this on Twitch for like, now great, keep in mind, I have a very unique niche that I'm streaming to, but he made a comment like, took him 2 years to get to 1,000 followers on Twitch, and then he did something and he ended up getting banned. And it's like, what did you do that you got banned, dude? Like, that doesn't happen very often. You can get banned from somebody's chat, but to get fully banned from Twitch and not be able to come back, like even who was it, Clicks, when he got banned because he was playing GTA and it showed some sort of like, I don't know, nudity or something during the game, like on there, because he didn't have the streamer settings turned on. And he ended up getting banned, but he got banned for like 2 weeks and then he was able to come back. So it's like, what did you do that you got perma-banned? Then he made a comment, he was like, and then it took him like 6 months on YouTube. So then he went to YouTube and started streaming. It took him 6 months to get to 1,000 followers, or on YouTube, his subscribers. And I'm like, the hell are you like complaining about? My YouTube channel I've had for like, what, 8-9 years? Now granted, there was about a 4-year time period where I didn't really do much, because then I went full on in Twitch. I had like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, but back then, in order to get monetized on YouTube, you had to have even more than that. It was something crazy. Actually, no, I think it was 1,000 subs. It was the other stuff. You had to have like so many watch hours and all this kind of stuff. And since then, they've changed it to where it's a lot easier to get monetized on YouTube. So I left YouTube back then and went to Twitch because, shoot, in the first 6 months, I was monetized on Twitch. It didn't take that long. Like, it grew pretty fast. I had, you know, for me, it grew pretty fast. I don't remember what the total is. What do you have to have, like 75 followers or something like that? I had twice that in like the first 6 months. I was monetized on Twitch, and I'm the OG Twitch, so this will, ooh, excuse me, put in perspective for you. I am the OG running streamer on Twitch. There is nobody that has been doing this longer on Twitch than me. And then you look at my Twitch follows, and it's like, it must be my personality, or I'm not as good looking. I don't know. But like, what do I have? Like 300 and some followers. So in the first 6 months, I had like 120, 140, something like that, followers on Twitch. And since then, I've only gained like 200. So in 7 years, 8 years time, I've only gained an extra 200 followers. Now, there was a time when I had a couple thousand followers on Twitch, because I got hit, what was that, 3 years ago, when all of a sudden they had like the bot attacks happening. But I went in and I removed them all because they're not true followers. But like on the YouTube side, since when I went to Twitch, because with Twitch's terms of service, at that time you couldn't multicast. And then they changed that, what, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, when they changed it. So then I started doing stuff on YouTube again, and then I was like, well, I should probably start uploading videos again. Well, because I took like a break, I lost almost every single sub on YouTube I had. I went from like 1,100 subs, and I think when I restarted again, I was down to like 38. Like, so I lost over 1,000. You know, when you don't do anything, people just stop, you know, following you or whatever. Like, I get it. And since then, it's like so slow. I don't even have 100 subs on YouTube anymore. Even with like a year ago or whatever, when I started 2 years ago, I guess. 2 years ago, yeah. When I started doing uploads again for videos, it's like, it just doesn't grow. The difference is the market, and this goes the same way on Twitch too. The market is so overloaded now. Like, everybody has a freaking their own YouTube channel, you know, for running content. And then as far as Twitch goes, there's a few running channels. Run Dan Run, who has like, what, 5 times as many Twitch followers as I do. And so that's why I know it's not my looks. His is his personality for sure. He has way better personality than me. But he's also doing a fitness journey, and everybody loves a fitness journey. You know, that's why I started following and watching him. The dude's awesome. And then Cole Runnings, he started his channel after I did, but he does mostly like weight stuff. He does, you know, go out and he'll do like half marathons. He'll train for half marathons and stuff. But his is mostly like bodybuilding type stuff. But he's also a, you know, a younger, very good looking dude, where I'm not. And then, but you know, the whole fitness, like, it's exploded enough on Twitch a few years ago that they created an actual fitness and health category because there's a lot of people that are doing it. And it's like, the one thing I can say is it seems to be a little more authentic on Twitch, because there is tons of like, I don't even know what you would call it, like bot channels, I guess. People that just show, like, their whole thing is to appeal to men for sure, because it'll be like this attractive female, younger female that, you know, isn't even live. They're just like, you could tell it's just like video footage that they're just replaying, you know, type of thing. And because I peruse like the fitness and health category sometimes just to see if there's somebody else that is running out there. And you'll see these fitness channels, and there'll only be like one or two people, one or two viewers, and you know, one of those is probably their mod account, like their bot account, like Nightbot or Stream Alerts or something. And so I like to see that, you know, there's not a lot of creeper dudes, you know, just watching this. You know, so that a little more authentic, you know, type of stuff. But then you have other channels where it is like a true person, and geez, they have like tons of like viewers, and it's all because they're like a 20-something, you know, female. I mean, they're doing good content, but I guarantee it's because they're a 20-something female, which I am not. And I'm not about the viewers. I love my community. But it would be nice to have more followers and stuff. Like, I could really up my game if I had, you know, if I got more monetization from doing this. I do it because I love it, but god dang, I could afford to have like a Pterodactyl and, you know, have like this kick-ass setup, and I would be like out in the gates of the mountains wilderness and be able to live stream for you guys, you know. I think of freaking what's his name, the big IRL streamer, which hasn't been on forever, Jay-Z, when him and Mochi were climbing a freaking volcano in like Ecuador or something like that, and he's out there live streaming because he had his setup with his Starlink and all that, hiking up this mountain. I'd do more of that. I have my Starlink, but it's hard to have a good setup. You have to have like a good setup that has like a BR2. Like if I had like a Peplink BR2, I think I could do it. But those are like, to have everything you need, you're talking $2,000. Like just the BR2 is like $1,400. So yeah, if I had like, you know, 1,000 viewers where I'm getting ad revenue, and then you calculate, you know, you probably have like 50, 60 subs probably, and with that many like viewership totals, maybe more than that. I guess it just depends. I mean, talk to somebody like freaking Zemi, he has like, he's a Fortnite streamer, And he usually hovers right around that 1K viewers, but he has like 3,000 like subs, you know, like something crazy. Then yeah, I could afford to do a bunch of that stuff. But, or I think of the guy that I see drives a truck over in Europe. I think he's like French or might be from Belgium. I don't know. I think he delivers in France a lot. I think he's actually Belgian. Like he has this kick-ass setup in his rig for driving. He has like 1,000 viewers. And it's like, well, yeah, if I had, you know, I was getting that much money, of course I could have a better setup. I'm not loaded. And then you might say, well, if you make the investment and make your streams better, then maybe you would get the viewership. But I'm a poor college kid. I don't have money to upfront costs like that, because I have my private business too, where I do live streams for like ultra races and stuff like that. That I have a lot of debt because I had to put a bunch of upfront costs on that. But I don't have the money to do that. And I'm not complaining one bit, again, like I said, about I love every single one of my viewers. It is like the community and the people that watch me are freaking awesome. And I wouldn't change that. I would not want to have a couple thousand viewers of jackasses versus the community, just a few viewers of the community I have. And it's been getting better. I mean, I've been averaging between both platforms. I used to average like, you know, 5 or 6 viewers, and I would peak out at like, you know, at the most maybe 20. And I've been doing a lot better lately, so I am not complaining one bit. I think I'm maybe wear this, because since it's going to be raining, I think I'll wear this inside. I do need to put this in here. I need to take my other coats inside that I left out here, or at least one of them. I probably don't need that. I can leave that one in here. No, I'll take it inside. My big puffy. It's not going to be that cold out here. So yeah, I love my community. I love you guys. Okay, so that's good to go. I should probably stop my watch. 1.9 miles, that's what we got, because she made us cut across that other trail instead of going the long way. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. If the weather isn't as bad tonight, like if we could find a window, we'll do something tonight too. We might go do the 4-mile loop or something. We'll see. Or do like the lower, I don't know what you call it, lollipop, I guess, on the lower part of Mount Helena. But anyways, that's gonna be it, everybody. Just short stream this morning, just to get a couple miles in, and I will see you guys whenever it happens to be. Tomorrow, if it's not raining, I'm probably gonna do something on the roads. Maybe we'll do our 6-mile loop, recovery loop, since it's Sunday anyways, and that's normally our recovery day. So we'll see. But anyways, bye everyone. Love y'all. See you guys next time. And again, thanks everybody so much that follows me and watches me, all that.